What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to Bananas Epic Gaming, and today we are going to be filming Cage Talk, and it is our 10th episode. And it seems a little fitting that the first episode we did was the NFL mock draft for last season. And since the NFL draft is less than a month away, we're going to be doing the 2019 NFL mock draft first round with trades. So please hit that like and subscribe button and tap the bell on the YouTube app so you never miss an upload. So the Arizona Cardinals hold the first overall pick, and they're not going to draft Kyler Murray like everybody's saying. That's all smoke screens. So we're going to have them trade down. The Arizona Cardinals are on the clock. They get an offer from the Oakland Raiders, a first overall pick, which is number 4, and the number 27, and a second and a fourth for the number 1 overall pick. So the Oakland Raiders are now on the clock, and the Oakland Raiders, they are going to shock everybody with their pick, and I'll let you know right now why. The Oakland Raiders are going to be trading away Derek Carr later on this season. I'm calling it now. And John Gruden's going to get his guy. He's going to get him right now. So John Gruden is going to try to put butts in seats. That way, when they move to Vegas in a few years, they have their top guy, and this guy will bring in people. So with the first overall pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Oakland Raiders select Kyler Murray, quarterback out of Oklahoma. Now, Kyler Murray is a guy that it's a win-win. He is an MLB star, but he wanted to see if he can go in the first round and be the number 1 pick of the NFL Draft, which he is. Arizona's plan worked. The smoke screens worked. The Raiders bit, and they traded up. They gave up kind of a lot. Not really, but now they got their guy. They can trade away Carr, get that first round pick back, and get a couple extra late round picks for next season and build around Murray because they're in the rebuild mode. So Kyler Murray to the Oakland Raiders is my first pick, and now on to the second pick. With the second overall pick in the first round, the San Francisco 49ers are on the clock. Now, the Niners are a team that could take a D-tackle, they can take a CB, they can take a linebacker. They need help all around the board. But I see them trading down in this scenario right now because the Giants are looking to move up. And the Giants are a team that could take that leap, and they could trade with us and take Kyler Murray to build around and have him sit behind Eli and build around him. But that's not what's going to happen here. But the San Francisco 49ers are going to trade with the New York Giants, and they're going to get a 3rd this year and a 6th overall pick, and a 2nd and a 4th in 2020. Now, the 49ers will gladly take that as extra picks, so now the New York Giants are on the clock. So the New York Giants have moved up, and since they don't have Odell Beckham Jr. anymore, I don't see them being less than a top or bottom 10 team next season. So they're going to be in the top 10 of the draft is what I meant. So with the second overall pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the New York Football Giants are going to select Josh Allen, linebacker out of Kentucky University. And now Josh Allen, I'll explain why Josh Allen's a pick. But before we get to that, please hit that like and subscribe button and tap the bell on the YouTube app so you guys never miss an upload. Now back to explaining why Josh Allen is going ahead of Joey Bosa. Okay, so plain and simple, the reason why Josh Allen is going ahead of Mr. Joey Bosa is because as of this recording, I haven't heard anything good or bad about Joey Bosa's injury, and I have him ranked a little bit higher based on that. The Giants get a tremendous player in Josh Allen, and they miss out on Bosa, which could be a win-win, win-loss situation. But either way, Josh Allen is going to be a tremendous football player in the NFL. Now on to the next pick. With the third pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the New York Jets are on the clock. They just got Le'Veon Bell in free agency. They got a few other people. And they have a second-year quarterback, Sam Darnold, who they picked at number 3 last year. So they need to protect him. And the only way to protect him is to have a good front 5. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to pick their offensive linemen. They have the cream of the crop. They have everybody to choose from. So with the third overall pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Jonah Williams, offensive tackle, out of Alabama Crimson Tide. Mr. Williams is a tremendous offensive lineman from what I can remember from the Combine. He killed it at the Combine. He killed it on his pro day. I can't remember if he participated or not, but I heard that he did amazing. And he's going to be a top 10 pick. The Jets got their offensive lineman for the next 10 plus years, and Jonah Williams should be the first step in the right direction for the Jets, and it's only going up from here. Jonah Williams to the Jets is the pick, and now on to the Arizona Cardinals, who traded down. The Arizona Cardinals are on the clock, and their plan worked. They baited a team in trading up. They got 2 first-round picks and a couple more picks out of that. Now, the Arizona Cardinals need help on the edge, and that's exactly what they're going to get here with their pick. This guy fell to them by the grace of God, and they're ecstatic. They're happy. So with the 4th overall pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Nick Bosa, defensive end out of Ohio State University. Now, Nick Bosa is going to be better than his brother. The reason why he fell so far was because of injury concerns, and he missed all last season. He played, I think, 3 games last season at Ohio State. But Nick Bosa is arguably one of, if not the best player in this draft. This draft is loaded with edge rushers and linebacker talent hybrids. But Arizona Cardinals get their guy. And they have another first-round pick. And I don't know what I'm going to do with that one right now. But Nick Bosa to the Cardinals at 4 is my pick. And now the next team is on the clock. Yeah, I was nowhere close. Holy shit. I give him more credit than the... So with the next pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, pick number 5, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are on the clock. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers coaching staff I'm a little familiar with because it's Bruce Arians, who was the head coach for the Cardinals, and Todd Bowles, who was our defensive coordinator a few years ago. So they have their quarterback. Bruce Arians loves veteran quarterbacks. So they have to go the defensive route. They can go Quinnen Williams. They can go Rashann Gary. They can go Kellen Farrell, Bryon Murphy, Devin White. Any of those guys would be a tremendous pick for the Buccaneers, who are in dire need of a defense upgrade. But the pick is in, and with the 5th overall pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Quinnen Williams, defensive tackle out of Alabama. Quinnen Williams stands in at 6'3". He weighs at 303 at the Combine. He's ranked a 6.70 Combine grade prospect on NFL.com. He had a 4.83 40-yard dash. His vertical was 30.5. His board jump was 112. This guy's a freak. He's going to be a tremendous player for years to come. And I don't see him falling past top 10, top 15. Any team that passes on him and gets another defensive tackle is stupid in my mind. So Quinnen Williams will go to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and you heard it here first. Now on to the next pick. I know Quinnen Williams is still on the board, but I'll fix that right now. But the San Francisco 49ers are on the clock. They missed out on Williams. They missed out on Allen. They missed out on Bosa. They're not going to trade down again because they don't want to risk missing out on another top prospect. And they're going to take one of their guys because he's still on the board. And with the 6th overall pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers are going to select defensive end Rashann Gary out of Michigan. Now, this guy, I was questionable about him in the start of the season. And as the year went on last year, I was like, okay, he could be a late day 2, mid day 2. And at the combine, he turned my mind around. I'm like, okay, he could be mid day 1. He could be mid first round pick. But he knocked it out of the park. And he had a good pro day. And I was watching his tapes and thinking what I know now. Watch a Michigan game again. And Rashann Gary is going to be a really good pick. He's not top 5 worthy, but he is going to steal the show. He could be the steal of the draft if he were to fall to like day 2 and somebody picks him up. But Rashann Gary is my pick for the San Francisco 49ers. Now, keep in mind that I'm rebuilding the 49ers defense the best I can because defense wins championships. That's why I did not go with receiver. Originally, I had Marquise Hollywood Brown going to the Niners. But they got to rebuild that defense because if you have a good offense and your defense sucks, you're going to be fighting to win games, in my mind. Especially in the NFC West because we're only getting better. Okay, so the Jacksonville Jaguars are on the clock at pick number 7. I originally had them trading up with Arizona, but they recently came into the QB services of one Nick Foles. So I'm not going to have them go QB because Arizona drafted a QB. So the Jacksonville Jaguars are on the clock at pick number 7. They originally, in my mock drafts, were going to trade up with Arizona for Kyler Murray. But they signed Nick Foles in the offseason, and I don't see them spending all that money on Nick Foles and drafting a quarterback in the first round. So they can go anywhere on the board. Best player available. Because they are a good team. They only suck because they didn't have a quarterback last year. So with the 7th pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Jawann Taylor out of Florida. I think it's state. Yeah, Florida. No, it's just Florida University. He is an offensive tackle. Now, he is my number 2 offensive tackle only because I've seen Jawann Williams play. I haven't watched any footage on him, but he is a top player because I saw him at the combine. And if they don't trade down the stockpile picks, this is where they will go. Now, you might be thinking, will they go Taylor? But if Williams is still on the board, will they go Williams? Taylor is a better fit, plain and simple. Now, on to the next pick. The Detroit Lions are on the clock at pick number 8, and this is a team that's in a soft semi-rebuild mode. And they need help on all sides of the ball. But there's one player still on the board that is too good to pass up. He won't be there in the second round when they're on the clock again. So the Detroit Lions are going to go for not a team need, but they're going to go for the best player available. That's on my top 50 for them. So outside of Darius Slade Jr., I think it's junior or senior, they don't have a really good cornerback depth. So with the 8th pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Bryon Murphy, CB, defensive back out of Washington. Now, this guy is going to be a ball hawk. He's going to be a tremendous player in the NFL. He's going to be a Pro Bowler and an all-team first pro. You heard it here first. The Lions get a really good player, and they can just take the best player available the next few rounds, and they can start focusing on team needs next year. Because they're not the worst team in the bunch, but they do need a little bit of help. And Bryon Murphy and Darius Slay, that is not a DB duo I would like to go against on Sundays. Now on to the next pick. Sorry about that long pause, but with the 9th pick, the Buffalo Bills are going to be on the clock. They just drafted Josh Allen, who is a okay quarterback. He had a good year for somebody that didn't have that many good people to throw to. But the Buffalo Bills are going to fix that right now. They're going to get him another weapon. So, Josh Allen, if you can surround Josh Allen with some weapons and build an offensive line, which they've done, you can have a really, really good team here. You can contend for your division. So with the 9th pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Buffalo Bills select wide receiver DK Metcalf out of Ole Miss. Now, DK Metcalf was my number 3 originally, but with Marquise Brown's ankle injury and the N'Keal Harry to Arizona flags have been seeing, that made him go up. So DK Metcalf is the pick for the Buffalo Bills to be the wide receiver and the face of the franchise for the receiving corps of the next 10 years for that team. Now on to the next pick. With the 10th overall pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos are going to be on the clock. Now, the Broncos are a team that have a hit and miss on quarterbacks since Peyton Manning retired. They recently acquired Joe Flacco, but that's not going to stop them right here from drafting a quarterback. So, with that being said, the Broncos are going to rush to the stadium because they missed out on Murray, they missed out on Haskins, they're not going to miss out on this guy. So with the 10th overall pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos select Drew Lock, quarterback out of Missouri. Again, sorry about the long pause, but Drew Lock going to Denver is the really good scenario here. You have a quarterback, a rookie quarterback, that you don't have to start unless Joe Flacco gets hurt. This could be the Broncos' face of the organization, franchise, for years to come. Have him sit, learn the playbook behind Flacco. If Flacco stays healthy all year, great. Flacco's not going to believe on a 2-year contract with them. But when Flacco retires or leaves, Drew Lock can take over. Now, they don't have to worry about drafting their quarterback in the future. They can worry about building around him starting next year. Now, if Flacco gets hurt, you have to throw him in, or Flacco shits the bed, sucks. Throw him in like they did with Baker in Cleveland, and hope that Drew Lock can do what Baker did and have a tremendous year, and not have a bad year like we did with Rosen. But that's a whole different story. Now on to the next pick. Sorry about that long pause, but the 11th pick is up, and it is the Cincinnati Bengals, who are in a little bit of a predicament, and I'll explain why here in a moment when the picture changes. But let me know if you disagree with me in the comments. The Cincinnati Bengals are in a lose-lose situation. They want to get a new quarterback because they finally got a new head coach. Andy Dalton's not working out. It's time for Andy to leave. So I say let his contract expire, because I believe it expires after next season. See if there's a market for him after next season. If it's not, just let it run out, draft your replacement, and let that replacement sit behind Andy for 1 year, and then there you go. So, with the 11th overall pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, there's only one way Cincinnati can go, and that's on defense. They lost Perfect in the offseason. So, I have them taking a linebacker right now. So with the 11th overall pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Cincinnati Bengals select Devin White, linebacker out of LSU. Devin White is going to fit in that defense perfectly. He can replace Montez perfect. And you have a better player, because overall Devin White, I believe, will be a better player than Montez. And you have a younger defense. You got to get that defense younger, because the Browns are better, the Steelers are the Steelers, and the Ravens are mediocre. So the Bengals can win the division if they can perform every Sunday. Now on to the next pick. Now, with the 12th pick being on the clock, the Greenbay Packers are on the clock for the first time in night one. The Packers are a team of not that many needs, because they addressed most of their needs in the free agency. They could trade down if they wanted to, and it wouldn't hurt them. But for this scenario, they're not going to trade down. They're going to tweak their offensive line a little to protect Aaron Rodgers, get some depth in there. Because to win that division, the NFC North, you got to protect A-Rod. If you don't protect Aaron, you're not going to win at all. And Devontae Adams and company won't be able to perform. So with the 12th overall pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Green Bay Packers select Andre Dillard, offensive tackle out of Washington. Andre Dillard is a good offensive lineman. He has a good finesse move. He has a good run block, pass block. I watched him play live. I've seen him at the combine. He has a good bench press. He has a good cone drill. And the Packers can get him here. Great value pick. If he's gone by some miracle, trade the pick. Trade down. Build depth. Get more picks. Now, or they can go receiver. They can take a risk on Marquise Brown. But I would not do that. I would take Andre Dillard here. And the 30th pick, fill a need. But take Andre Dillard. Now on to the next pick. With the 13th overall pick, the Miami Dolphins are going to be on the clock. Miami Dolphins are going to purposely tank on purpose, but they're going to take the best player here, and that best player is a defensive lineman / linebacker. And that defensive lineman / linebacker is going to be somebody that can be the stepping stone to build towards for the next few years for them, maybe 10 years. And that's something the Miami Dolphins need, because they're tanking for Tallulah. It's known, everybody knows it, I know it, you know it, your mom knows it, God knows it, everybody knows it. So with the 13th overall pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Brian Burns, defensive end, Florida State. Bryon Burns being here is a miracle, because he will probably be gone by the time the Miami Dolphins are on the clock, but in this scenario, he's not. Miami Dolphins get a steal. Bryon Burns is a great player. If Bryon Burns isn't on the clock, they can take Rashawn Gary if he's still there, or they can take Montez Sweat, but the problem with that is Montez Sweat has a heart condition. They announced that on NFL Live Network. But Bryon Burns to the Miami Dolphins is my pick, and that is a steal for Miami, who are going to tank for Tallulah for 2020. Now on to the next pick. With the 14th overall pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons are on the clock. Now, the Falcons are a team that need to address the safety position, but there's a player on the board that is too good to pass up for them. So this is short and sweet, just how the draft should be, or how I like the picks coming in fast. So this is going to be a fast pick. So with the 14th overall pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons select Ed Oliver out of Houston. He's a defensive tackle. Out of Houston. Ed Oliver is a freak. Falcons are not going to pass up on him. They're going to beef up that defensive line even more. And I like this pick. If he's gone, they're going to go safety. Plain and simple. Ed Oliver to the Falcons is my pick, though. Now on to the next pick, number 15. With the 15th overall pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Washington Redskins are on the clock. Now, if by some miracle Kyler Murray doesn't go to Arizona and we don't trade down and nobody takes him, this is where he's going to go. But if he's off the board and we don't have him or whoever has him, this is where the Redskins are going to go. They're going to take the best player on their board, and they need some offensive line help. They're going to get their quarterback of the future next year. Guarantee. They'll find whoever they want a quarterback next year. But right now, we got to talk about their pick. And with the 15th overall pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Washington Redskins select Cody Ford, offensive lineman out of Oklahoma. Now, he is my 5th ranked offensive lineman. He's top 15 in the top 50 players on NFL.com. Cody Ford to the Washington Redskins is good value right here. Now on to the next pick. With the 16th overall pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers are on the clock. And this is a team that, if this were to happen, I know that this player is being taken off a lot of boards because of the heart condition. The Carolina Panthers are going to take a chance on him. So the Carolina Panthers are going to rush to the podium. And with the 16th overall pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select Montez Sweep out of Mississippi State. Montez is a good defensive end. I believe he's a 3-4, and I believe Carolina plays a 3-4 system. That's a perfect fit. I like this pick. Montez to Carolina, he can take over where Terrell Davis left off. And Carolina gets a good player for a good value. And now on to the next pick. With the 17th overall pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the New York Giants are back on the clock. They got this pick for trading away Odell Beckham Jr. to the Cleveland Browns. Now the Giants have missed out on Locke. They missed out on Murray. They're not going to miss out on this man right here. I originally had him taking a wide receiver a couple weeks ago, but I like this pick that I'm about to make a lot more. They are about to find their successor to Eli Manning, and with the 17th overall pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select quarterback Dwayne Haskins out of the Ohio State University. Dwayne Haskins is my number 1 ranked quarterback overall in this draft. He's better than Murray. He's better than Locke. And if the Giants, by some miracle, don't take him with their first pick, and he's still here at 17, they need to pull the trigger. They need to find Eli's successor, so next year you can get Eli's a weapon and a wide receiver. Because you have Evan Ingram and you have Sterling Shepard, and that's it. I mean, Barkley can play receiver back maybe, but I would not want my running back doing that. And now on to the next pick. With the 18th overall pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings are on the clock, and they're going to rush to the podium. The pick is in. With the 18th overall pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings select Quinnen Williams, defensive back, LSU. Now, I have them taking the best player on their board. They needed some help in the backfield because they are playing in a very tough division. You play A-Rod, you play Trubisky, and you play Stafford twice a year. You missed out on some quarterbacks, but you can worry about that later. Quinnen Williams is a great pick here, and now the Vikings can contend. All they gotta do is worry about getting burned. You can draft Will Grier in the second round if you want to, or you can just wait for next year to get a quarterback, and you can build your team. Because defense wins championships, ladies and gentlemen. Remember that. I like this pick, Quinnen Williams to the Vikings. Let me know if you like it in the comments. With the 19th overall pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, that puts the Tennessee Titans on the clock. And this is another team, if this happens, that's going to rush to the podium. The pick is in. With the 19th overall pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Clelin Ferrell, defensive end out of Clemson University. Clelin Ferrell is a tremendous player. He almost came out last year, but thankfully he didn't, because now he's a first-round talent. Not saying he would have been last year, but who knows, because of last year's draft. The Titans get a great value pick here. Low risk, high reward. He will be an All-Pro. He will be a first-team All-Pro. He'll be a Pro Bowler for them for years to come. The Titans need some edge rush help because they play in a division where it's anybody's ball game. And the Titans should hopefully make it deep into the playoffs soon. And with this pick, it's in the right direction. Now on to the next pick. And with the 20th overall pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, that puts the Pittsburgh Steelers on the clock. And now if you want to talk about a team that took a real hit in free agency, it is the Steelers. They lost Bell and they lost Brown. Their whole offense, besides Juju Smith-Schuster and Big Ben. So with the 20th overall pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select wide receiver A.J. Brown out of Ole Miss University. With this pick, the Steelers add to their receiving room. They will have A.J. Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster, and James Washington in the receiving room. And their tight ends. But A.J. Brown would be a good fit for the Steelers. I know the last name Brown may be a little hard for the Steelers to swallow right now, but you have to get younger and faster in the NFL on receivers. Because now you have to deal with Odell, Jarvis Landry from the Browns, A.J. Green from the Bengals, and whoever the Ravens have playing receiver this year. But A.J. Brown to the Steelers, I like the pick. Let me know if you do. Now on to the next pick. With the 21st pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks are on the clock. Now the Seahawks just gave Russell Wilson a monster extension, and they're looking to trade Frank Clark for a first-round pick. But that's in the future, but let's get to them right now. With the 21st pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select wide receiver Paris Campbell out of the Ohio State University. Now you're probably thinking, why do you have them taking a wide receiver? Outside of Doug Baldwin, Russell Wilson doesn't really have anybody to throw to. So you're not going to pay him that much money and not have him have weapons. And now on to the next pick. We are now 10 picks away from being done, and with the 22nd pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, that puts the Baltimore Ravens on the clock. And now this is a team that needs to trade back, but with this player still on the board, they're not trading back. So with the 22nd pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select a very needy position, and that is wide receiver. Their wide receiving core is god-awful. They have a quarterback who threw 57 touchdowns in college. So with the 22nd pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Marquise Hollywood Brown, wide receiver out of Oklahoma. Now, Marquise Hollywood Brown is injured, kind of. He just came off a big injury on the foot. But I don't see that as a problem. I see Marquise Hollywood Brown being a tremendous wide receiver in the NFL. And the Baltimore Ravens get a steal, man. Now on to the next pick. Now with the 23rd pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Houston Texans are on the clock. Now the Houston Texans are a team that are in a good spot right now. Yes, they lost Tyrann Mathieu in free agency again. He's a free agent, or he was, because he plays for Kansas City now. And I believe Jadeveon Clowney re-signed, so that's not a need. Defensive line and defense is not a need. But with the 23rd pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Houston Texans select Dalton Risner, offensive tackle out of Kansas State. Dalton Risner is in my top 10 offensive linemen overall for the NFL Draft this upcoming draft. And him falling to the Texans is perfect because you got to protect Watson because you can win your division. Now on to the Now with the 24th pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Oakland Raiders are back on the clock with their second first-round selection. Remember, they traded one of their first-round picks to move up and acquire Kyler Murray. So with the 24th pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Oakland Raiders select Josh Jacobs, running back out of Alabama. Josh Jacobs is my number one back in the draft overall. Him falling to the Raiders is a perfect fit because now they have Kyler Murray and they have Josh Jacobs. Maybe round 2 they can get a wide receiver to pair with them. And now on to the next pick. With the 25th pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, that puts the Philadelphia Eagles on the clock. Now the Eagles are a team that need to go defense in the first round. They lost Jordan Hicks to Arizona. They lost a few more players. So you got to beef up that linebacking core if you want to contend. And with the 25th pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles select Devin Bush out of Michigan. Devin Bush is my top 5 ranked linebacker overall. Has good 3-4 skills. He can play in a 4-3 defense. He has good zone coverage, and he's a ball hawk. This guy could be a tremendous player to build your team around, and the Eagles get a great steal here. Now on to the next pick, pick number 26. Now, with the 26th pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, that puts the Indianapolis Colts on the clock, and now the Colts are going to get their man. And with the 26th pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Indianapolis Colts select defensive tackle Quinnen Williams out of Clemson University. Quinnen Williams is going to be a number 1 prospect, top prospect. That's the reason why he went back to Clemson and didn't go in the draft last year, because he wanted to be a first-round pick. He gets his wish right here. He is going to be an Indianapolis Colt. If not a Colt, he'll be a Packer. Now on to the next pick. With the 27th pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals are back on the clock. They got this pick from trading down with the Oakland Raiders. The details about that trade are down below. Now the Cardinals, they didn't take Kyler Murray. They got Nick Bosa by the luck of God. So they're going to address not a need right now, but a need they'll be in the future. So with the 27th pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select wide receiver N'Keal Harry out of ASU. Now Arizona is going to select N'Keal Harry on the 15th anniversary of Pat Tillman's death, an ASU alum, and I hope N'Keal Harry goes to Arizona. He can put some butts in seats, sell some tickets. He'll be playing behind Fitz, Kevin White, and Christian Kirk, and that's a great receiving room for Josh Rosen. Now all you gotta do is protect him. Now on to the next pick. And with the 28th pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Chargers are on the clock. The Los Angeles Chargers don't need that many needs. They can add some depth, and then they can contend. Because they can win their division on any year, any given day. So with the 28th pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Chargers select Dexter Lawrence, defensive tackle out of Clemson. Dexter Lawrence is the best player available for the Chargers to take here. He can play defensive tackle, he can play DN, but put him at D tackle so that he can be a run stop, so you don't get the ball ran down your throat like you did against Tom Brady in the playoffs. Now on to the next pick. So with the 29th pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, this just happened. The Seattle Seahawks are back on the clock. They traded Frank Clark and I believe something else to the Kansas City Chiefs for the 29th pick. So the Seahawks are going to address a need here. They're not going to go defensive end, because I don't see any more defensive ends being taken in the first round. So with the 29th pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Jonathan Abraham, safety out of Mississippi State. Now you have your replacement for Cam Chancellor, and you can start building that defense up again. Because this defense is weak. Now on to the next pick. So with the 30th pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Green Bay Packers are back on the clock. The Packers got this pick by making the trade with the New Orleans Saints last year. And now the Packers are in a predicament where they can take anybody they want. They don't have that many needs because of free agency and the person that they drafted earlier on in the night. So, with the 30th pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Green Bay Packers select Noah Fant, tight end out of Iowa. This is their guy. He's a big body tight end. He can block. He's a deep threat. And Aaron Rodgers is going to love passing to him on game day. Now on to the next pick. And with the 31st pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Rams are on the clock. The Rams are going to surprise everybody with this pick and with the 31st pick of the 2019 NFL Draft. The Los Angeles Rams are going to reshape their O-line, and they're going to take Garrett Bradbury, center, NC State. Now, this is the last offensive lineman going in the first round, I promise you. The Rams surprised me with this one. They like him, and they need a younger center, and there you go. Now on to the next pick, the last pick of the first round. And with the 32nd pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the New England Patriots are going to draft Gronkowski's replacement. Yes, they can go quarterback here, but they're not going to. They're going to either wait a year or get their guy in the second round, like Will Greer. So with the 32nd pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the New England Patriots select T.J. Hawkinson, tight end, out of Iowa. Now, this guy is no Gronk, but you're going to give Tom Brady another target, another weapon, so you can make a run at another Super Bowl title. And maybe after this Super Bowl win, if the Patriots win next year, Tom Brady will finally retire and other teams can have a chance. Because let's face it, as long as Brady's around, nobody's going to get that Super Bowl trophy other than a team beating the Patriots, which is rare. Thank you guys for joining us. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Tap the little bell on the YouTube app so you never miss an upload, and take it easy.